Hey guys, hi, how are you? All right, so welcome back once again to Kate's Regretless Life. This is going to be a today's topic reading for the 16th of September. Yes, I'm going to be in front of Greece all week. I'm missing travel. I'm missing my friends and people that I care about overseas. And so if you guys want to check out some awesome photography by a very good friend of mine who lives in Greece, please check out Themios's Instagram account. I put his Instagram right at the top of my, what do you call that? The description box. Also, you guys, if you want to be entered to win one of my new oracle cards out of my newest oracle deck, the one that I created. It's actually all inspired by my dog Aries, and September, of course, is the month that is dedicated to National Guide Dog Awareness Month. And so I just thought it would be a nice time for us to think about our furry friends. Anyway, so if you guys want to enter to win that, please enter to win on the little video clip that I put out just the other night. I'll choose 18 winners, and I will announce those winners on Friday, okay? It doesn't matter if you're outside of the US or whatever, you can still win, but please don't enter to win here. Enter on that video that is called Card Giveaway, just because that's where I'll be selecting winners from, okay? Now, if you want to enter to win a free reading, this is the place to do that here. So just write the word tribe in the comment box. If you want to be entered to win a free reading, you know, I pick at least one subscriber each week. And I actually will be doing a free reading at the tail end of this one right now. So stick around for that. Okay, you guys, let's jump on in. So what is our today's topic? Today's topic begins with, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse. I don't have the strength to fight anymore. I'm walking away from this battle. This isn't my battle. Why would I fight for this? I've lost my taste for this. That's what I get off of those first two cards. I don't want this kind of conflict. I don't want this kind of drama. Let me get a totally different card. This deck and hang on. I have so many decks around me, you guys. Bear with me for just a minute. There we go. Tell me about this. Why have we lost our interest in something? What is it that we're walking away from? I mean, I think it's wonderful to walk away from conflict and drama and fighting. That's beautiful. What is this about? Field of Dreams. Are we moving toward putting our energy into things that we care about that'll be delightful instead of fighting for something that we wish had been a delightful outcome? And so we're going to look toward what will make us happiest. We're going to look toward the kind of excitement and the growth. It's almost like some of us are putting our energy toward our hopes, our wishes, our dreams, our goals again. This could also have something to do with focusing our energy on children, focusing our energy on like making sure that someone else in our life or the little people in our life have a really lovely time. You want them to feel safe. You want them to feel nurtured. You want them to feel like, you notice all those little fairies are sitting on eggs. That's why I feel like some of you may be saying, you know what, I've spent so much time struggling that I've missed out on these other beautiful moments that I could have been spending. And this could be a change of perspective. Like say, I mean, obviously this pandemic's been very hard on everybody in every aspect, right? But there is this moment where you go, wow, but I've been able to spend more time with my kids. Or, you know, all this has been really hard, but out of this, I've had some memories that I've been able to create, again, maybe with my children, or done little different projects, or it's pushed me down a different road. And so all of a sudden we're shifting our energy toward, I'm tired of feeling stressed. And instead I want to look at what have I gained? What positives are there? And then what can I continue to grow into? Even though I've been in a difficult situation where I wanted something really bad for a long time, and it was too, I kept fighting for it, or I kept gnashing my teeth over not having it. And now everything has changed. Queen of Swords in the upright. very much about seeing things from a higher perspective. You notice how she's like the 50-foot tall woman. She's standing way like a big, Godzilla woman way up over this little teeny tiny island. Some of you are seeing things from such a fresh perspective. You're seeing it from this aerial view now. It's like if you could look down over what your life has been in the last year or year and a half or whatever it has been, you could see that it has been, for every hurt you have, the universe has gifted you a little something. For every wound that you've been dealt, the universe has also given you something else that was a little like, here, honey, I know that this one sucks. Have a cup of tea, and I'm not saying that that's enough to take away any wounds or any difficulties that you've known, because the Queen of Swords only shows up when we need to put in good boundaries. But you have learned a lot about how to put up good boundaries. Maybe some of you have learned that you gave way too much energy thinking about something, even being angry about something, being passionate, being hungry for something that you never got fulfilled. You never got satisfied. You never had that hunger satisfied. Maybe because somebody couldn't be there for you. Someone who should have been there for you, but they weren't. But as you look at things, you go, but the universe was there for me. Or I got to, develop new friendships, new relationships. All of this is the newness. And the newness that you have been able to experience in whatever small ways you realize these new have come into your life, new perspectives, new people, new adventures, like I say, wonderful memories or wonderful moments, all those things, you're seeing it from a higher perspective right now going, this whole thing sucked. What I couldn't have, that hurt, that sucked. And I fought long and hard and I was exhausted and I cried a lot. But you know what? Now I've got this other perspective on it. Now I have this other belief that, wow, every time that something awful happened, the universe, if I think back, the universe gave me something. Maybe it wasn't an equal payoff, right? Maybe I was hungry for somebody to give me a hug, or a lover to show me that I mattered, or someone to be there for me, or a job to treat me fairly, or, the paycheck that I needed to come in. And I didn't get that, but I got something else. And that something else was like, it was a sweet little thing. It's like, okay, well, say you're crying because you miss someone, but your dog comes up and licks your tear away. And you go, that is such an act of kindness. That is such a sweet and heartwarming thing. Does it replace the love that you didn't get from some other human that you were missing? No, but is it still a reminder that things can care about you and love you and ask you, turn your attention to the things that are there for you. Turn your attention to the people or the furry animals or the creatures or the things that have come into your life that have been there for you, because there's a whole bunch of them. And all of this, little by little, these little tiny gentle things that have come in to little gifts that the universe has sent you, wow, are about to suddenly blossom into huge gifts. You guys, this is amazing. Maybe you have been in a crappy relationship and you were abandoned and you were left behind at a time where you really needed this person. It's really hard to believe that somebody could abandon you or hurt you at a time of your life that was this hard, but they did it. And now you have this perspective where you can look back on it. And like I say, you can see that, well, I've learned a lot. Why did I let myself care so much for somebody that wasn't ever there for me? Oh, okay. Wait a second. It's about boundaries. Okay. I'm learning. I got you, universe. And the universe kept trying to soothe you and heal you. And it is. And now here you are as the Empress. Some of you, it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. Some of you now know what your worth is. Some of you have gone from the Queen of Swords, who can look at things and see the whole big picture and go, I was learning boundaries. I was learning some things. Okay, universe, I hear the message now. I've got it. You know what? You're right. I deserved better all along. An Empress wouldn't have tolerated that behavior. An Empress wouldn't have dealt with that. This is also someone who's a mother. Maybe some of you wound up having a child with someone, and that child was, or the parent, the other half of the equation, was absentee. Here's the thing. there is somebody wonderful coming in for you. There is someone, and it's only because you're calling it in. This is almost like you've known all along that you are destined to have a very beautiful and very stable life. I mean, you can see the pillars here. These pillars, this is such a great card because I always look at this as ancient Greece. This is like the pillars of, I actually think of this as like Delphi. And of course, these are like the high priestesses that are here, and they're all sitting around this bowl of water because they're going to do scrying, right? They're going to be looking into the future with this. It's like looking into a crystal ball or into a reflective surface. Some people use mirrors, some people use water, but these high priestesses are here. Now, the thing is, obviously, the one here that represents you doesn't even have to look into the water. You can actually see the future anyway because you've known it all along. You don't need to look for it. You already knew that this was coming. You knew that this was going to happen. I feel like you even knew that you had to maybe go through a crappy situation to then be ready for the really good one that's coming in for you. The Hierophant is you connecting to your higher self. Your higher self tells you a lot of things where if you look back, you already knew how this relationship might have been going to disappoint you. But you also knew it's the last disappointment you're going to have before you get the real deal. It's our foundation. It's our belief system. It's a marriage. Some of you notice how she's looking straight at us. There is somebody out there for you that is just perfect. Could they be a Libra? Could they be a Taurus? Absolutely. This is Libra, Taurus, and this is Taurus again. So definitely could be a Taurus. Whatever it is a stable thing that is coming in for you next. But you had to be ready for that. And to get ready for that, it's almost like, okay, so since I feel like babies keep coming up. I did a reading earlier today. I can't remember for what zodiac, but I think it was Sagittarius, but there was babies featured there too. But okay, imagine giving birth to a baby. The baby comes out crying because it hurts. It hurts baby, hurts mama. Everybody's crying. Everybody's upset. But even going through the birth canal, going through the contractions, all of that is actually important too, right? Because it stimulates a baby's lungs to help it, them breathe as they come through the birth canal. All those things happen for a purpose. I feel like this sucky situation that you're no longer fighting for, that was like your version of a rebirth for your own self. And you didn't come out as a baby. You came out as somebody who now understands that's why that sucked. Oh, all that hurt. That was because I had to be reborn into, I'm not just a queen. I'm a flippin' empress. I am so much more. Now I'm ready for that stable commitment. Because honestly, if you had a commitment with this other individual, the one where you were never satisfied, the hunger was never satiated. This person never gave enough to make you feel safe, or they never showed up for you. If you had been with that person, you would have been settling for so much less than the Empress deserves. You wouldn't have had this. So there was no point in the universe letting you get connected to that individual if that wouldn't have been what was intended for you. If this is what you wanted, then it was well worth it. It was well worth it to be stuck waiting, because it puts you into a new perspective, a new frame of mind. And it's like, excellent. Now here comes the one. Now here comes the one that you want, the one that you need, the one that you deserve. But the thing is, you're going to be the one to call it in. That high priestess, I call her the high priestess. Why am I saying that? It's not. It's the Hierophant. But I look at her as the high priestess. This card, only this card in only this deck do I look at it that way, where I feel like we get the blend of both. We get the knowledge and the intuitive energy of a high priestess combined with the stability and tapped into the universal energy of the Hierophant. I'm seriously like, I'm ready to just do the mic drop and say, guys, you saw me shuffle. This is super legit. This is what came out. We've got the marriage between an emperor and an empress. Some of you, and please don't take this the wrong way, but some of you were not empresses yet. And you had to be an empress to be able to have this emperor. Look, what I mean when I say that is not that there was something lacking in you, but that you didn't realize you were all that and a bag of chips. And you needed to get there, because this is the quality of the person the universe wants you to have. Somebody who is, and it doesn't matter what gender, right? This could have been masculines or feminines. This can be same sex. That part's irrelevant. We're talking about energy here. But some of you hadn't really stepped into your fullest energetic self so that you could have all of the happiness that you absolutely deserve. You knew you wanted it, but did you really have the confidence that you could have that person? This is the person where, like, think about it in this context, and I'll give you a personal example. Once upon a time, I met someone, and I met him. He was a medical professional, and he made an impact on my life that it'll never not have influenced me. He was a cardiologist, and in any case, it was at a very dangerous moment in someone's life, and he saved someone's life that was dear to me. And that cardiologist, looking at him and seeing him, it was like I was looking at a superhero. I had not met somebody like that. I had never seen somebody who had that attentiveness and that level of skill and that competency and that calm in the face of something very stressful and very life-threatening. And I just remember going, wow, I didn't know people like this really existed. And it blew my mind, and it made me want to be better for hero. And he made such an impact on me because my first thought was, thank God for this person. And then my second thought was, like, I admired them so much. And then my third thought was, I was so shy because I didn't feel like I measured up. I had none of that. And it was hard to meet their eyes because they were so much more accomplished and so much better than I was, And, I was in my 20s back then. And I just remember thinking that, wow, we're supposed to do more with our lives. And this person made a huge impact on me. And I remember feeling so intimidated because all I did was I looked at like what I hadn't accomplished versus what this person had and how grateful I was for them. And it was such a wonderful experience because it made me want to just try to be better, try to be more, try to learn more, try to do something with meaning, try to find something. And I feel like if any of you have been through that moment where you've met somebody that you admired so much, and then you also immediately felt like, wow, and I don't measure up to them. This is where that is something to work on in ourselves, right? And that is something that, I think it's always a good thing to be able to be humbled without feeling like insecure, if that makes sense. But I mean, in your 20s, you're insecure about everything, right? Or if you're not, good on you. But I don't know. It's been a lifetime for me of trying to, perpetually grow and always be aware of the areas that I need to grow more in. And, it's right when you grow into something, then it just opens up more of what you don't know. And you go, oh man, I got a long way to go. So it's a never ending journey, right? But in this scenario, let's apply this to like a situation like that though, where if this is the quality of person that you want to be with, you have to know that you're worthy of that and not feel insecure about it. And so this last interaction, this last relationship that you had, a switch has been flipped inside of you where you go, of course I'm ready to have this quality of person. Of course I am ready for the individual that is going to be amazing and the individual that will match me and the individual that together we will grow and be more because we'll inspire each other to be more. But we also start with a mutual respect because we're both at the same level here. So some of you, I hope that makes sense without coming across as offensive, because I don't mean that there's never been a time when you weren't worthy. It's just that you may not have realized that you were worthy. And that's a growth process. So often in these readings, we get these readings where it's like somebody else needs to grow because they're not ready to be your match. But in this storyline, it's as if you needed to realize that you match with someone better than whom you had been thinking you matched with. So it's kind of a little different spin. So anyway, I'm gonna I'm going to leave this part of that reading alone now, and I'm going to go into a free reading for one of my subscribers. So you guys, I want to thank everybody for being a part of my channel. I always choose at least one subscriber each week. If I don't choose you right now, please don't be upset. It's just I'm only one, and so I got to go, one at a time and manage my time well. So Angel Feather, this reading is going to be for you, my dear. Thank you so much for being a part of my world. Thank you for the lovely comments you leave. I'm absolutely honored and delighted that you are here. So if your name is Angel Feather, please listen in. If your name is not Angel Feather, that's okay. You can still hang out with us if you'd like to. All right, so my darling, before I begin, let me mention this. I'm always super transparent about this. I am not a psychic. I do not practice the psychic arts whatsoever. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not going to tell you how your life's going to go, and I'm not somebody to give you any advice. I do art. That's what my channel is. This is the art of storytelling through symbols. And so please just know if there is something fun, something inspirational about this, awesome. But just know nobody decides what your life will be but you. So you alone will determine what you want to see happen in your life, right? So whatever that means for you, just take from this only the thing that is uplifting, the thing that makes you go, I kind of like the sound of that. Maybe I'll manifest that. But just know nothing is destined to happen in your life. You change your outcome anytime and every time that you wish to. So, all right, let's jump on in. So I want to go ahead and just get a past, what's a lesson from the past that is something real positive, something that is helping to influence you right now. What's a message from your past? Message from your past, 8 of Wands. And this is in the I'm going to say in the negative energy. This is like recognizing where if a conversation is always going to be fragmented, if it's never going to be satisfying, if someone can't seem to either speak the truth or doesn't complete a story because they want to withhold or, lie by omission or something like that, you've identified when that's happening. That's a huge lesson. That's also knowing when to let silence be our friend. Because if to have a conversation with somebody would mean that they would only ever tell us half of the truth anyway, it would just be more maddening, because then you're going to try to figure it out and go through all of it in your brain over and over and overanalyze, and it's going to eat up a lot of your precious time and energy. This says some things you just let go. Some things you just go, that one's never going to come true. That storyline's never going to make sense. They're never going to tell me the whole situation. So you've learned when silence is your friend. This is also when silence is if we've got nothing nice to say, why say anything at all? Why tell somebody that they've disappointed us and hurt us when they already know they did? That's why they probably went silent in the first place. So it's almost like silence sometimes has a more profound effect on things, and it can be very useful. It can also be useful where we convey a lot more when, if somebody tells us a whopper and we stand there and we listen, instead of going, I don't understand. You said this, now that. Sometimes there's no point in trying to nail somebody and make them admit that they just told a whopper. Instead, you just stand there and it's like, and eventually they kind of drop their head and they walk away, because it's embarrassing to be caught in a lie and just have somebody stand there and look at them. It might be a more uncomfortable situation to not say anything, because then you didn't make them defensive. You just simply let their words hang in the air so their own lies could be heard. And it's a little like that. Like, you've realized the power of silence. And in this case, it's perhaps a big lesson, because it's better than dealing with fragmented energy and half-truths. So there's a huge lesson that's very positive in this, which is sometimes silence is the most powerful and useful technique to finding truth. Interesting how that can be utilized in a better way. Okay, so in your present, Page of Swords in the upright, you are collecting information. You are in a phase of your life right now where I feel like you're contemplative. I feel like you are perhaps about to enter a new phase of your life, starting to think about things in new ways, what is this? What is this? Okay, this could also be someone who is watching you wanting to come towards you, wanting to come together and get to know you better. Let's take off our masks. Let's have some drinks and let's get to know each other. Let's have a little celebration here. Let's do something. This is somebody coming towards you with emotional competency, meaning they are in charge of themselves. They are, I'm not going to lie, this could also indicate somebody who's been watching you, waiting for their opportunity, biding their time, wanting to come forward. But this is coming forward and being in a celebratory energy. So I don't feel like this is somebody who wants to race in and reveal, the lies of the past, because that wouldn't have such a nice, happy quality to it. This is somebody who is like, hey, I know that we haven't really had a chance to spend much time together, but do you want to go out? Can I pick you up? Could we go out and do something? This is somebody who they've been biding their time for a while. Now, this can also be you that is thinking long and hard about saying yes to someone who wants to do this with you. In your present energy, this could still just be all up here where you're contemplating, do I want to give somebody a chance? Maybe you want to ask somebody out. This is though contemplating, wanting to have a connection with someone. And it is at an emotional level. This is Cancerian energy, could be a Cancerian that you're dealing with, but this is like, have I mastered my emotions enough to give dating a try, or to like really get to know somebody and open up? I feel like the question mark here is, I think I want to open up. I think I would be ready for this, wouldn't I? And so there's this real nice, real sweet, very happy energy. Wow. Okay, so this still comes with a little bit of a question mark. How much do I open up? How fast do I open up? We do have the Libra scales, but of course this is actually an earth energy card as far as it being, a Pentacles card. But Six of Pentacles is like, could I open up? This is more Taurus energy, but could I open up? Could we have something stable? There could be a little stubborn energy here where it's like, I don't want to give too much of my attention unless this person's going to meet me halfway. But in your present energy, you're very much about like, maybe I could do this. We've got a Six of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is a moment in time where you're asking yourself, am I over my past? That's how I feel about this. This is a soulmate card, but in the reverse, this is kind of like we've got some tarnished energy here surrounding a situation in the past. And I feel like the big question is, am I over the past enough to give something wonderful a try? Am I over the past enough to, it could be about starting over. Do I want to let somebody try to woo me back? In the present energy, there's contemplative energy, but I feel like we are on the precipice of something big if you want it. If you want to have a really good time and meet somebody and get to know them and laugh and open up, you can do that. This is a time frame where the fact that you're so close to doing this, it's like, am I ready? I really want to. I can picture it. Am I ready? Am I ready? It's almost like you're the Chariot being in the upright, that's real powerful energy. That's very much like, it's either somebody who wants to come towards you, they want you to give them another opportunity. It could be somebody that the two of you had a falling out in the past. But I feel like this is more you asking yourself, am I ready to interact? I feel like that's the big question for yourself. Am I ready to interact? Because here's the thing, energetically, even if there is someone who would want to come in and really talk to you, open up to you, date you, if you energetically are not ready, then you probably will send out those vibes, or, behave in a certain way that it tells somebody, don't approach me, I'm wounded. Don't come in yet, I'm not ready. There's some of that energy here where you could be keeping somebody at bay if energetically you flat out are not ready for them. So it's all up to you. But what's so nice is in your present energy, I feel like, I don't know how to explain this. I feel like you're in like a washing machine and you're on that final rinse cycle. And it's like, okay, okay, our clothes are almost clean. We've washed all the dirty away, and we are ready to now wring that excess water out and then let the clothes air dry in the sun, and it's going to smell great, and you're going to have all your clean clothes and all the dirty laundry's aired out, but it's washed away, and we don't even have to remember those stains because we got the stains out too. I feel like we're on the final rinse cycle of a washing machine, and that's where you are in the present. Okay, so what's in the future then? What's coming up in the future? I love the fact that you're like right there. You're right there on the precipice of something really fun. Like, it's like remembering that dating can be fun. Relationships can be fun. Upcoming future. Wow. Okay, so we have justice. We've got Libra energy here. This is something wrong being made right in the upcoming future. So interesting that we've had the Libra scales twice for you, right? Because we saw it with the Six of Pentacles, and now we see this again. This time, she's sitting up on the top of a building, kind of like, I want to make sure it's all good. I want to make sure that this is all right. There is something here, and I gotta say, it's making something right that had been lies, something that had been cloaked in confusion. And I feel like this is, the universe is guiding this to, for someone to reveal something. So this is usually a Seven of Swords can be a card of, immaturity, lies, deception, running away. Sometimes it's about self-deception. Sometimes it's like somebody made themselves smell like roses, but that was all to cover up a yucky smell. This is what is, it was like someone maybe they didn't want to tell you everything because there was a little bit of shame. So there was some unknowns here. Somebody didn't know how to express or explain the truth. And yet we're going to get to the truth now in the upcoming future. We've got some, and this is like a relief. This is not like, oh, now I'm going to find out what a horrible person you were. No. There was a reason for someone's lack of ability to really lay everything on the line. I feel like you're understanding that. I don't know if this is because someone's coming in with an apology or anything like that. I just feel as if it's going to make sense to you. Whatever had been this King of Cups. This is a complicated King of Cups. This is somebody who has a lot of emotion, but they also got some sharks in there. But I almost feel like you're realizing, you know what? Somebody did love me. They loved me the only way they knew how. They loved me to the best of their ability. Was it maybe a little toxic? Was toxic or broken or tarnished or shattered? Maybe. But was it also the best they could do? This card would say, yeah, it's the best I can do. Sometimes people don't mean to hurt other people necessarily, but they only got the skill set that they've got to work with. I feel like this is the justice in this, the karmic balancing is there is an understanding of why someone was a certain way. And now with this Four of Cups, it is not so much about, I feel like this is you. You realize you didn't miss an opportunity. The universe protected you from something. It's always how I feel about this card. I feel like the goose is the universe, and they're holding the umbrella over you, protecting you from a gigantic rainstorm. But all the while, you thought that you were left out in the cold or something, when in fact, whatever you didn't get to have, it was actually, I feel like you're understanding that the universe protected you from something that could have been really much more damaging had it been any more a part of your life. So interesting turn of events, because I feel like you're going to have a real sense of peace and a real sense of understanding. If somebody mistreated you, it's almost as if you comprehend that, wow, I thought the universe turned its back on me and let me get hurt. No, you met somebody who maybe did the best they could with the skills that they had, and it maybe wasn't good at all, but that was the best they could have done. And you also realize that the universe protected you as best it could. You didn't miss an opportunity. You were protected. It does bring you around to this Five of Wands. It does bring you into a contemplative mode about what is your next move. I do kind of feel like somebody does want to make things right with you, and that may be part of that karmic balancing, and it may be you that now has two options of lovers. So if there's been a love, romantic relationship, or just someone who's hurt your feelings, you are now thinking about them because you understand a situation in a more profound manner. And it does make you contemplate things. It makes you think about what your next move is. And I don't feel like this is so much a romantic card at all. I actually feel like this is because we have masculines and feminine chess pieces here. I feel like you are asking yourself, who are the different people in my life and what roles do I allow different people to play? Some I might allow to be really close to me. You notice how she's pulling one of them really in close. Others of them, think of it this way. If people were chess pieces in our life, some of them, you're going to move chess pieces at different points in your life, right? Some of them might have a permission to come in closer to you, and other ones you're like, okay, I'm going to actually move this relationship over, or even sacrifice this relationship because that's not one that is going to bring me closer to the ultimate goal of my own life. And it's not to say that this is calculating. It's more that you are realizing different people play different roles in our life. And those roles can sometimes change as far as how valuable someone's interaction is in our life at a certain point in our lives. Maybe they can't be there for us. Okay, then they have to just stay on the outer edges. They don't factor into the more immediate aspect of our life. Does it mean that that person is someone we can never think of again? We never talk about them again. You know, they hurt me, so I can never remember them. No, it actually means that they are still a part of the grand scheme of my life. They've played a role in my life, but right now they may not be the primary role in my life. Someone else is. Someone else has actually moved into a primary position of my life. So it becomes a question for you in your future of, okay, I understand someone better. I understand a situation better. And now I reassign where they belong in my life. And it's done with like a sense of relief and a sense of grace and a sense of, I feel like this is you really seeing that life is so much more complicated and people are so much more complicated and things don't stay the same, which means we have to be, when we learn new information, it changes. And sometimes it totally takes away our hurt that we felt for the way someone had treated us. And I mean, they could have broken our hearts a million times over, smashed it into little bitty pieces. We thought, that monster, how could they do this to me? And then you learn something else about them, maybe much later on, and it totally changes your perspective. And then you go, I never thought I'd have so much compassion for this person. They're not allowed to come play in my world too much, but I also now understand the situation a lot better. And all of a sudden our heart doesn't hurt so much. And all of a sudden we actually see this person as someone that we learned a lot from, someone who still has a role to play in our life or in our memory, wherever they belong. And I feel like this is, in your upcoming future, you are going to redistribute the different relationships in your life and realize some people are more dear to you than what you realized, and other people, you're going to move them out of the way a little bit because you're making space for other relationships to come in. So it's really about redistribution, but it's not a stressful card. It's about the natural change that happens because we are supposed to grow and we're supposed to learn more and we're supposed to understand ourselves and other people more. And every time we learn something, it subtly shifts the way we look at things. It takes a lot of hurt out of an equation, and it makes it, it really just makes this easier to deal with the weakness of humankind, easier to deal with the strength and the beauty of humankind, and our trust in the universe. It will be protected from people that maybe are toxic in a moment, and then maybe they do come back in and they offer us some understanding, and it deepens our compassion and our understanding of the human condition and ourselves as well. I don't know, that's kind of like a big, I feel like this was a philosophical read, but I just read whatever pops out, and that's what we got on this one. So I don't know if that'll make any sense to you at all, my dear, but I certainly hope that whatever you choose for yourself and whatever relationships you bring in close to you, I hope that they're the ones that, bring the most value to your life and really help you to blossom and enjoy every moment of your beautiful life. So thank you for bringing your beautiful energy to my channel. Bye.